Welcome to Outflow. I'm Alan King, and I'm so glad that you have joined us today for part 3.
Part 3.
Yes. We have been discussing a topic that is so important to the church, and you came up with this topic.
Yeah.
When you said you wanted to do a podcast, and I said, what? And you said you want to talk about fasting. We've gotten a lot of response from this.
Awesome.
A lot of people have been responding and talking about it and writing and asking questions and making comments, and that's always good because that way I know you're watching. If you're watching or listening, most people listen. I don't know what the percentage is, but most people listen to a podcast instead of watching it. Whether you're watching, listening, whatever, please subscribe. Share it. Tell people that we're here because that helps us to get the word out. And if you click the like button, that's good too if you want to. If you don't like it, I don't think there's a don't like button. I think there's just a like button.
Let's just don't have a not like.
But anyway, but thank you so much for joining us. We are in the throes of a new year, and with that comes new challenges, and one of the best ways to overcome those challenges is to get ourselves where we need to be, and that's through the discipline of prayer and fasting.
Yes.
We talked last time about some of the reasons why we don't fast.
Yeah.
Talked about what Isaiah 58 says about the Lord's idea of fasting.
Yes.
I want to talk today primarily, and since you came up with the subject, you can just jump in wherever you want to and redirect us if you need to. But I want to talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts, the physical and the spiritual aspects of the discipline of fasting.
Yes.
Because this is probably where I get most of the questions when people start asking about it. I wrote a book about it. It's on Amazon.
It's a good book.
It's called The Spiritual Discipline of Fasting. I'm not here to push book sales, but a lot of the information we're talking about is in the book. But I'm not an expert because, I don't know of anybody that will tell you that fasting is easy.
No, I don't know of anyone who would say that.
In fact,
anyone.
I think about the Pharisees that bragged about how often they fasted.
Yeah.
And I thought, you guys must be lunatics. Because they bragged about it as if it was something that they just loved doing. It was just so much fun to fast. And but there are some challenges.
Definitely.
So much of what we do spiritually really affects us physically and vice versa. So I think it's important that even though fasting is a spiritual discipline, that we understand some of the physical aspects of it.
Yes.
So we know what to expect. Let's start with this. I think, first of all, it's important to establish that there are 3 types of fast.
Yes.
We talked about, is fasting food? Is fasting about food? And I think that we came to the conclusion, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, you can give up TV, you can give up social media. There are other things like that you can do. But when the Bible talks about fasting, it's talking about food.
It's talking about food. It definitely is. Yes.
And that hits home to everybody because we all eat.
Yes.
We
like to eat.
Some of us a lot more than others.
Yeah, I love to eat.
But there are 3 types of fast. First of all, there is what I think most people associate fasting with this, but it's really one of the most uncommon types of fast, and that's what we call an absolute fast.
Right.
That is a total abstinence from all food, all water. These fasts are usually for a very short duration of time.
Yes.
Not so much because of the absence of food, because the body can go without food for 30, 40 days.
Yes.
But we can't do without water
Right.
for more than
Right.
2 or 3 days. You have to have water. So most of the absolute fasts that we find in the Scripture are from 1 to 3 days. You're going to find that where absolute fasts are mentioned in the Bible, it tells us that they neither ate nor drank. Now Moses went on much longer periods of absolute fast, but I think he had to be supernaturally empowered to do that. He would have had to have been touched by the Lord to be able to do that. There is a precaution here that unless you know that you absolutely have been divinely directed otherwise, don't extend an absolute fast more than 3 days.
Yeah.
Because it can be dangerous.
Yes.
And then, secondly, there is the partial fast. Now, this is not a complete abstinence of food, but a restriction where certain foods are. What's that fast that this kind of the popular one that everybody does?
The Daniel fast.
Daniel fast.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know much about that.
I think one thing that happens with when you talk about the Daniel fast, there's also a Daniel meal plan, and sometimes we get those. I don't know if the right word is. I don't know what the right word is. We become mixed up because the Daniel meal plan is not. It's more for your health. It has some very good ideas about your health, actually, about things you would give up to help your health, whereas you would give those up for a fast would be different than giving it up for a diet type thing. And I think that's something that you have to remember, but it is something. The Daniel fast gives up just certain types of foods. You have the partial fast too, I think would be one where you don't eat food, but you drink water or juices or whatever you would determine. Am I correct in that? And
yeah, well, there is a what we call let me get back to that.
Okay, sorry,
because that is a different type of fast.
Yeah,
the partial fast is more what we see in Daniel.
Yes,
when the Bible says that when they went to Babylonian captivity, that they ate no pleasant meats.
Right.
There were certain restrictions. They ate only vegetables. They ate only, and we talked about that before. I've done a meat fast to where I would do without for an extended time, do without meat.
Right.
I know some people that give up sweets.
Right.
And now that's not a big deal for me because I don't eat. I'm not a sweet person. I'm a savory person. But I know people that have given up. That I won't eat any sweets.
Yeah. Bread is something people will give up. For
they'll either give it up, or I have done bread fast to where I didn't eat anything but bread and water.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And that is you give up everything but bread. And I know it's easy to say, hey, that's easy because I love bread.
Oh, it's just.
But you get amazed at how quickly you get sick of bread.
Yeah. You think about the children of Israel, how quickly they got sick of manna.
Yeah.
You get that one thing. You can. It can get hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is a legitimate form of fasting.
Yes.
It's a restriction of diet. John the Baptist had a partial fast of locust and honey. That was a partial fast. But again, you have to be careful here. We talked about this a little bit last time. Don't use it as a cop-out.
Right.
A partial fast is not having a single from Wendy's instead of a double.
Yeah.
So that's not what it means. If
there's anything that I could really would want to stress to everyone is making sure you understand the difference between a diet and a fast. A diet is good for your health, physically. Mm-hmm. A fast is good for you physically and spiritually.
Yeah. Mostly
spiritually. There's a totally difference there. And we have to always keep that in mind, or it makes it very easy. Well, I'm going to fast this. And in the back of our mind, we're saying, so I can lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
This is not what, again, this type fasting is not what this is about. This is about setting yourself aside to humble yourself before the Lord. And yeah.
And that brings up a good point that I meant to say something about this last week and I forgot about it until I was listening back to the podcast and thought, oh, I forgot to say that. I encourage folks that because it is prayer and fasting, is a spiritual discipline of fasting with prayer.
Yeah.
If you are not in a position during your time of fasting, if you're not praying while you're fasting, not sure how much good it's doing because it's not keeping you in touch with the Lord.
Yeah, you have to have that prayerful mindset.
So make sure when you're fasting
Yeah.
that you also are praying.
Yes.
That you're also in the Word, that you're meditating on the Lord.
Yeah.
Because that's a very important part of this. Because again, fasting doesn't change God; it changes us.
It changes us.
And the way we are changed is we hear what He's saying to us.
Yes.
So make sure that during these times that you are praying. The foods that we avoid during the partial fast are up to the individual.
Right.
But make sure that I don't drink coffee. You know that. My mama won't let me drink coffee because she's afraid it'll stunt my growth. For me to say I'm fasting coffee, that's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Because I don't drink it anyway.
Yeah.
Or giving up Brussels sprouts. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. But I have seen people say, I'm fasting because I'm giving this up.
Yeah.
I don't really like it anyway, so that's easy for me. That's not a partial fast.
Yeah.
That's a cop-out. And then the third type of fast that you touched on just a minute ago is what I call that a normal fast.
That's a good title.
It's an abstinence from food,
yes,
but not from water.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the most common fast. Indications are this is probably the fast that Jesus went on in the wilderness. We're told that Jesus didn't eat, but we're never told that He didn't drink.
Really? See, I did not realize that.
40 days in the wilderness, He didn't eat. And maybe He was supernaturally empowered to not drink, but He never said, I thirst. But we know that He was hungry.
He said, I was hungry.
So my personal belief is this is what Jesus went on.
Yeah.
And it can be for one meal, one day, 1 week, 1 month. Again, a person can do without food. Contrary to popular belief, I know our society has been raised to believe that you got to eat 3 meals a day, every day, or you will surely die. That's not the truth. Things are falling apart in here. That is a misnomer.
Yeah.
Your body, in fact, it's probably healthy sometimes just to stop eating.
Well, I like what you said the other week. The fast clears us of the impurities in our body and our mind. Even though it is in our spirit. You even brought in our spirit, and I agree with that. Kind of humbling ourselves before the Lord so we can hear from Him, And
I keep going back to this part about making sure that you're in a position to commune with God and talk to the Lord, because even the world, there are secular doctors and secular dietitians that say fast.
Right.
What's the big thing that's out now?
It's the
intermittent
fasting. Yeah. And that's not even what this is about. Intermittent fasting, they're saying it now is very good for your body. It helps you lose weight. You can go online, get you an app, and that's when you fast. Again, that's not the type of fast we're talking about.
Right.
Because, yes, it's good for you. Go for it. Do it. But it is not the type of fast where you're setting yourself aside saying, I don't care if I lose a pound. I'm not doing this to lose weight. I'm doing this to humble myself before the Lord. And another thing is, some people may hear and say, well, you're saying stay in prayer, but I've got to work, but I feel like I need to fast. You can still do that. You can keep your mind own prayerful state of mind, I think. Even if you're fasting and having to work, you can still have that prayerful state of mind that this is what I'm doing. I'm humbling myself before the Lord. Yeah. Is that okay to say?
And even in that, when because I know, and again, we talked about this the first week. There's some people that shouldn't fast.
Right.
Diabetics have to be very careful.
Very careful.
Pregnant women. People with certain physical conditions are not able to fast food, but they can do a partial fast.
Yes,
they can find something that they can say, okay, I'm gonna give up bread, or I'm gonna give up, and I encourage it to be something that's a sacrifice.
Right.
Give up something that means something to you. But I think the reason I talk about that, the secular viewpoint of fasting. Is because we have the idea that fasting is detrimental.
Yeah.
But even the world says fasting is good for you physically.
Right. Especially now. I mean, you see it everywhere. And honestly, get you an app. This is my window that I can eat, and this is the window I can't eat.
Yeah.
But the reason we're doing it, it's good reasons. There's no problem with doing that to lose weight, but that's not.
I just thought about this though. Could you not spiritualize that? Could you not get an intermittent fasting app?
Wow.
Maybe that would say, okay, this is going to help me.
Yeah.
Because our goal here is to make it easier.
To make it commonplace.
To make it where we understand it, to where people are able to do it. I don't want to discourage people from doing it.
Exactly. That might be a good idea. You could say. Yeah.
I don't know how those apps work.
I don't know how they work. I don't know enough
it
about it. But I do know they have one.
Doesn't surprise me that you don't know how an app works. So.
Oh, come on now. Be nice.
So let's talk about what happens when we fast.
You get hungry.
When you go on a short fast of like 1 to 5 days, there's really little change. You're going to be hungry.
You are going to be hungry.
But it is not life-threatening.
May I share something?
Sure.
If it's okay. We talked about you don't go around, you tell people and brag about how you've fasted and everything. So I do this, and I want to be careful how I do it. The first day that we came in and started talking about fasting, I was sitting here and had this overwhelming knowing in my spirit being that I was not going to be able to eat the rest of that day. I already knew it. I was sitting here, and it was like the Holy Spirit was just like, you going to talk about it? Are you going to do it? I literally had just eaten lunch. And I'm somebody who I can go without food a little bit. I'm like, I don't have to have something in my mouth all the time. I do like to eat. But it was like the moment I heard that in my spirit, my stomach started growling. I had just eaten lunch, but my stomach started growling immediately. I found that so intriguing that it was like my carnal nature knew that my spirit man was getting ready to say, I'm not going to eat. And immediately I got hungry, because what happens when we get hungry?
We start wanting to.
We feel like we've got to take care of that.
We've got to eat.
We feel like we've got to eat. I just ate.
Got to take care of that spoiled brat.
I got to take care of my stomach. Don't be surprised if in your fasting time you get up and the first thing that happens is you get hungry. You're going to get hungry.
and
you're going to be hungry.
I think one of the most common things that happens to people on 1 day to 5 day fast, or any length of time, one of the most common things is you get a headache.
Oh, wow. Yes, you can really get a headache.
When you don't eat, you get a headache.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it's not from the absence of food, but it's the result of eliminating all the junk.
The toxins. Yep.
Caffeine.
Yep.
When caffeine starts to leave your body, you
Right.
get a headache.
Right.
Because whether we want to admit it or not, we are addicted
To certain things.
to certain things,
Yeah.
and caffeine is one of those.
Yeah.
You might experience like a film in your mouth. Your mouth might feel nasty. Take some lemon juice and water, something like
Yeah.
that. I think the Lord understands if you say, okay, I'm only drinking water, but I'm gonna put just a little lemon juice in it. That's okay. You're still talking liquid there. You're not talking
Yeah.
about something with sugar and all that stuff.
Brushing
in
your
it.
teeth.
Yeah.
Just little things that you can do to help with those physical things that do happen when you're fasting.
And in a short fast like that, you're not going to notice a lot of change. When you go on an extended fast, though, the body goes through 4 distinct phases. The first phase is a craving. You get hungry. You get headaches.
Yeah.
But after a period of time, that's going to pass.
Right.
You're not going to be hungry anymore. If you can just make it through about 5 or 6 days, and you're not hungry anymore. After a period of time, then after I don't know, it's different for different people. It'll be like, I don't even care about food now.
Yeah.
Now, during the first few days, I encourage you to do this: stay away from the TV.
Oh, Lord.
Don't be watching
Yeah.
Taco Bell commercials and all that, because it's going to make you.
You're going to be hungry. I mean, you are going to know, I have went longer than this without food. Why am I so hungry? And it's going to blow your mind, actually, because I feel like there's also a spiritual battle taking place there, because ultimately Satan would want you to throw up your hand and say, this is too hard for me to do. And I want to encourage you to just realize that my stomach's yelling, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
But once you make it past that first 5 to 7 days, you actually lose a desire for food. You're just not hungry. And this is when the battle is not physical, it's mental.
Yes.
And so we're fighting that. And then you're going to come into this phase to where you're going to feel, this is after several days, you're going to kind of feel a little bit weakness, a little faintness that'll last for 2 or 3 days. But again, that's because poisons are being dumped from your body. You're getting rid of all that, eliminating all that stuff. You may need to rest a little more. You might feel a little sluggish during that time, but it's a short period of time. It only lasts 2 or 3 days, and when that period passes, it indicates that all of those poisons have been eliminated from your body. This is why secular people fast, is to get rid of the toxins out of your body, but at the same time, when you're fasting before the Lord, you're getting rid of the toxins from your spirit. You're flushing away all of the things that are keeping your spiritual ears closed. And I think that's so important to remember. Then you go through this third phase, which is really the easiest phase, because you get this exhilaration of strength, and you just you don't even worry about food now. The thought of food almost repulses you. And the reason for that is all of the energy that your body has been using to process food.
Yeah. Now
your mind is able to use all those resources, and you've purified your body, it's amazing how that happens. Yeah. But then you come to that fourth phase, to where you've used up all of your reserves, and your body literally starts feeding on its own cells.
Yes.
And that's where we get the term starving to death, because you literally your body begins to consume itself.
Right.
That phase is the beginning of starvation, and that's where you have to stop.
Yeah, you have to stop. And if you have this feeling, well, I can go on, no, stop.
Yeah, and how you know that happens is you get hungry again.
Yeah.
Hunger returns, and when it does, okay, I'm going to have to stop now. Now, I will say this: when you come off an extended fast,
yes,
don't go to Texas Roadhouse.
No. You know how in the hospital when they've had you on a clear liquid diet or you just had surgery, they'll start you out on a clear liquid diet. See how your body tolerates it. Then after your body tolerates that, they give you another soft food. After your body tolerates that, then you can go into something else. Same thing with fasting. You don't want to just jump into eating a full-fledged steak meal after an extended fast, or even just after fasting, after a few days.
You'll get sick.
You'll get sick.
You're very sick because you're throwing all that back. I'd say don't go to Taco Bell. Don't get some baby food, some soup,
soft
foods, and just bring yourself back slowly because your body is not ready for that shock. All over again. I want to come back next time and talk about why fasting works, because we've talked about the importance of it. We've talked about what it does to the body physically and to the spiritual man, but I want to talk about why. What's the purpose of it? And so I don't want to go too deep into that today because I know we're not going to have time to finish. But I think the important thing that we can take away from today is, and this is the third episode that we've been talking about this. I think that we need the important thing is to remember, walking through this world, we devour, and I'm not talking about physical food now. I'm talking about the spiritual man. The physical. Listen, there is a multi-billion-dollar industry of junk food and fast food and garbage that we put in our system that is killing us. But we still do it. But the same happens to the spiritual man. We are constantly feeding, whether we want to or not. I know people say, well, just don't watch TV. Just don't listen to this and don't listen to that. Don't watch this. Don't watch that. It's out there. And when we're walking through this world, we are bombarded by junk. I go to wash my truck, or I go to look at your car.
My car.
And I look at it and I'm thinking, how did that get so dirty? Where I got black stuff on my truck. Where did that come from? It was just sitting here. And that's the way our spirit is. We're just in this world, but we pick up stuff. There are spirits all around us that are just constantly bombarding us with stuff. And the only way to get that junk food out of our spirit man that it has consumed is to stop eating for a while.
Fasting and prayer.
Humble
ourselves. Humble yourselves. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and seek my face. And we've learned that humbling ourselves means not eating and drinking. Not eating. Fasting.
Fasting is an incredible form of submission. And the Word of God tells us if we will submit ourselves to God. We talked about this during the marriage thing that we did. Submission is not a dirty word.
No.
Submission means that I respect you, that I hold you in esteem. I recognize your position. And I submit to that position in your life. And when we submit through fasting, we are submitting to God, saying, Lord, you're more important to me than food. And food is important.
Food's very important. If there's anything that I want to stress is food is important. And it's okay that you feel hungry. It's okay. And you can make it through that hunger, because ultimately your mind will keep telling you, you've got to feed me, but it's okay. You don't have to.
You're not going to die.
You're not going to die
if you miss a meal.
Yeah.
It's just We get our information from the wrong sources. But fasting is such a beneficial thing, and we so desperately need to make it a part of our lives. We're gonna be a little bit shorter today, but that's okay. We'll come back next time because I really want to hunker down on this thing of, we're talking about fasting, we're talking about what it does, how to do it, and all that. But why does it work? What is it about fasting that makes it necessary and needful? Why does the word say that it works? And so let's pick up there next time, unless you got something.
No, I've got something I want to share, but I think it would work next week too.
Okay, don't forget it. Will you remember?
I hope so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today on Outflow. We're so delighted that you have made us a part of your day. Again, please go and subscribe, whether you're watching the video or listening to the audio. Please go and subscribe, whether you're on whatever podcast platform you're on, because that would help us so very much. And hope you will join us the next time. I'm Alan King, along with my wife Regina, coming to you from the studios of River of Life Church in Valdez, North Carolina. Lovingest bunch of people in the world. If you're ever this way and you say, hey, I want to stop in and see those folks that I've been listening to on that podcast, we'd love for you to come and meet us and be with us in service. Until next time, get out there and be blessed. While you're at it, be a blessing.